land is worth absolutely nothing. If you look at a piece of land 100 years ago and you look at the piece of land today, the production on a piece of land is multiples what it was 100 years ago. In some instances, it is the land produces more than 100 times more today than what it produced 100 years ago. Why is that? It is exactly the same piece of land. Why is land producing so much more today than, say, 100 years ago? And the answer to that is very simple and very easy to understand, because the production is not really happening. The value add is not really happening on land. It is happening somewhere else.
If it's got no value, why are you holding on to it?
Give it away. Give it to us. Give it.
I mean, if land has got no value, why don't you allow all of us to expropriate land without compensation? We almost have these degrees and we have this high technological, means of making profits. Give us the land. We want it, Jif. In fact, let me tell you, we want the land not because we want to do anything on it. I just want to wake up every morning and look at it.
If you also make use of examples like, for example, Zimbabwe are 300 years ahead of us. Wow, my goodness gracious! Zimbabwe is going to need assistance from the rest of the world, because if they don't get assistance from the rest of the world, people are literally going to die of hunger in Zimbabwe. Health creation happens somewhere else. People do not want farms. People want to stay in cities where they can have proper and decent jobs.
You're not going to give us that land. We fought for it, you bled for it. That is why the idea that land has got no value doesn't make sense. White people killed us to get this land, and they were prepared to die for the land. If we want land, of course, it simply means we must be equally prepared to do so. That's why we say land or death. The bad news is there's going to be a war for land. And this war for land is not just the physical question of land, but it is our sense of exclusion in our own country in every area of life. How are you going to solve that? We are sufficiently angry, and I have seen enough people who are ready to actually do what is the ultimate sacrifice to solve this problem for their children and for the future. So I'm confident that that war is coming.